This video is the continuation of the chapter Map Reading of Class 6 Geography. Today we are going to discuss the topic that is diagrammatic representation of geographical features, which includes the river, meander, tributary, distributary, delta, anticline, syncline and block mountains. So let us start with river. What is a river? A river is a body of water that flows downhill in a channel, usually towards the ocean. Generally, a river is water flowing from higher ground level to the lower ground level. Now, let me show you the picture to understand it in a better way. Now, you can see these are the different three stages of a river. Now, a river, it originates from mountains. So, here it is known as, the mountains are known as the source of the river. The origin of a river is known as the source of the river. And as it travels, it comes to the end point. When it reaches the end point and it meets the ocean or a sea, that is known as the mouth of the river. Now, as it travels from the place where it originates from and its ending point, that is mouth of the river, it comes across three stages, that is the upper course, the middle course and the lower course. Now here in the upper course, the flow of water is generally very swift, that is here the river flows swiftly and it generally forms a V-shaped valley at this stage. It is also harnessed for hydroelectricity at this stage because of the slopy region, as it travels through a slopy region, the flow of water is very high. Now coming to the middle course, here this is the second stage. Here the speed of the water is relatively less, that is it gets reduced and the load that it carries gets deposited here. It also forms a meanders, that is S-shaped loops. These are known as the S-shaped loops are known as meanders, and many tributaries they come and meet the main river at this course. Now coming to the lower course, this is the third stage or the third course of the river. Here the river divides into many distributaries. It divides into many distributaries and alluvium gets deposited here. Now let us discuss the features that are formed in different stages of a river. The features are meanders, tributaries, distributaries, delta, anticline, syncline and block mountains. I already told you about meanders. Now let us start with meanders. I already told you they are S-shaped loops. Now how these S-shaped loops are formed? When a river lies in a flat land, that is in the stage 2. Flat land, its irregularity forces the river to swing side to side in wide bends. Forces the river to swing side to side in wide bends. So here this is how the meanders are formed. Now this is the example. Büyük Menderes river in Turkey is the example of meanders. You can see in this picture, that is 1.24 of your page number 20. Now coming to tributary, a tributary is a stream or a river that flows into a large stream or main stream. A tributary does not flow directly into the sea or an ocean. So this is the Heart River is a tributary of Missouri River in USA. You can see in this picture. Now coming to distributary, Hooghly River's distributaries in West Bengal in India, you can see in this picture. Now when sediments build up along the river's main channel, the channel gets blocked. It does not allow the river to flow easily, so it gets blocked and the river is forced to divide into different branches. This is known as distributaries. See, the river, it flows and it gets blocked by its own depositions and they forms distributaries. Now distributaries are often formed near the in the river deltas. Now coming to delta. Now look at this picture. This is the main river. As the main river, here distributaries, these are the distributaries you can see in this figure, and this is the mouth of the river where it meets the sea or the ocean, and this is the deposition. This deposition is what? This deposition is, I told you earlier, these depositions are the alluvium depositions. So this is known as the delta. Deltas is the land near the mouth of the river which is formed of the depositions known as alluvium, which gives fertility to the soil. There are a number of factors that influence the formation of the deltas. What are these factors? The factors may be the rate of sedimentation, the depth of the river, the seabed, and the character of the tide currents and the waves. These all greatly they influence the formation of the deltas. So you can see how the deltas are formed. Now Sundarban's delta, that is also an example of a delta. Now coming to anticline and syncline. Now anticline and syncline are the terms that is associated with the folding of the rock strata. That is, you can see because of the compressional force, that the earth's crust undergoes during the process of folding, and folds are formed due to the compressional force on the earth's surface. So this is anticline, syncline. The raised part is known as, the upraised part is known as, of the fold is known as anticlines, and the downward folds are known as the syncline. These are the downward folds, syncline, and the upward, that is upraised part, that is known as anticline. And how these anticline and syncline are formed? They are formed due to the compressional force during the process of folding. So this is syncline. The lower curve is known as syncline and the upper upraised part is known as anticline. Now coming to these diagrams are also very important. You need to practice the diagram of anticline and syncline. Now coming to the block mountains, you can see these are the block mountains. These mountains are formed when a mass of land was pushed up between the parallel cracks, that is fault. You can see these are the fault in the earth's crust or by sinking of the land around them. These mountains are usually steep, sided and flattened at the top. You can see this is flat surface at the top and steep at the sides. Now giving you the example, that is example of block mountains is seen in Black Forest. Black Forest to the east of Rhine River on the border between France and Germany. So this is the example of a block mountain. The block mountain has a flat surface and they are relatively steep sided. So this particular diagram is also important, the diagram of block mountains. So now here in page number 23, you can see a course of river. Here one mind map is given that you need to practice in your text copy. So that is all that you have with this chapter. Thank you.